Hello everyone. Today's video is going to be on the differences between electrolysis and laser hair removal, my personal experiences with both of these sessions that I've had done. I just kind of wanted to make a video for you all because I know when I was looking prior to getting either of the treatments done, I was a little unsure as to the differences between them, kind of the cost differences also, and the general results from each situation, and so I decided to make this video for you, hopefully to help some of you viewers who are thinking about getting either of the treatments done. And so we'll go ahead and get started. So first off, with electrolysis or laser hair removal, either one of these permanent hair removal treatments are permanent. So realizing that when making a decision to get either of the processes done, I would really think about it and evaluate, is it something that you would like done for good? Because I know a lot of men with beards, that's kind of a touchy situation. They may not like having to shave every day, but they don't want it completely removed in a lot of occasions. Same with like chest hair, arm hair, things like that. I know ladies often with eyebrows, they're like, yeah, I don't want hair here today, but if my eyebrow style changes, or if I want to arch it differently, I may not have hair there. So some of these things are kind of drastic decisions when you're thinking about permanent hair removal. In my personal situation, what I was looking at targeting was facial hair. I had a somewhat heavy beard, as you know if you've seen some of my previous videos, and so my issue was I didn't like shaving every day. It was a hassle for me. I didn't like the way it looked, because even if I was freshly shaven, I still had a 5 o'clock shadow, which to me looked unkept and looked a little less than I liked. So I decided to get the treatment done. Now, to go over kind of the differences between the two, I found that electrolysis obviously is a permanent form of hair removal, but with my personal experiences, I found that it was a lot more I would say costly, just because you have to go to treatments so many more times, and you have to be with the esthetician for a longer period of time. Now, if you don't know what electrolysis is, essentially what they do is they have a needle and it has an electronic charge at the end of it, so that when it hits fluid, that charge zaps, or the machine turns on and it essentially electrocutes that follicle so that it doesn't produce hair anymore. Now, the way this works is that they basically insert that needle into each follicle of hair. They zap it once the needle is in the follicle. It zaps, and then they pull out the needle, and they go back with a pair of tweezers and they pull out the hair. Now, you have to do this one by one, so it is a very time-consuming process. Can be very painful too. I know with more dense hair areas, such as like the beard, or if you're getting the bikini area done, it can be a lot more painful because you have a lot more nerves and a lot more blood supply in those areas of the body. So it was pretty painful for me, especially when you get to like the upper lip and the side of the jawline, things like that. Also, it was pretty costly. I mean, when you think about it, session by session, okay, $50 to $100 a session, hour-long session. It doesn't seem like that much. It doesn't seem that expensive. But realizing that you have to continue going to it, and I've had some friends that have gone to it for years, and they have a lot less hair than me, and I can only imagine how many thousands of dollars they've spent on it, and it's just, you can see the results, but they are very, very, I would say, reduced over a long period of time. It's not like instant gratification. So now giving you the contrast to understand laser hair removal. The way that process works is that depending on the laser, they have a lot of lasers these days that are like cool tipped lasers that just glide across the body. They have some that you still have to go inch by inch and they map out on your face or wherever you're getting it done, where they're going to target this laser. The laser that I had experience with was a cool tip laser, which is one of the more modern lasers. Nice thing about the cool tip laser is that it essentially doesn't burn or have any sensation of burning or pain when they're doing it. Now, I think this kind of depends on the individual and especially depends on the area of the body that you're targeting the laser, because with my personal experience, when they were doing that, what they do first of all is they put a clear jelly on you, similar to the jelly that they use for doing like a pregnancy scan, things like that. So they put the jelly on, and then they get this cool tipped laser, and the tip of the laser is cooled down to, I don't know, it's some negative degree that essentially keeps the skin and everything from burning or being able to feel the pain when the laser is activated. Now, I have had the laser done on other areas of the body, and I would say it's pretty much painless. It's not nearly what electrolysis was. And I don't have a super high pain tolerance. I would say it's about average. But it's completely bearable on most areas of the body that I've had it done. However, on the face, it was extremely painful. Just due to the denseness of a man's beard, it's targeting a lot of follicles at one time, and just depending on the settings too that they have it on, it can either like burn your skin and give you hyperpigmentation, or you might not get any results at all. So in my process, I purchased a packet of 8, so it gives you 8 sessions, and I find that purchasing the packets is a way better deal for you than doing it individually, because individually each session can run you, I think, like $250 to $300 a session. So if you do packages or bundles, I would definitely recommend and advise doing that, even though it seems like a larger amount in the beginning, because you definitely will probably use all 8 or 6 of the package sessions. Now, with this, they usually give you like 50% off type deals. I don't know all places that do that, but some places do that where like it'll be 30% off what it would have been if you would have bought them individually, or 50%, which is a lot of money you're saving when you're talking about spending $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and up, just for laser hair removal. So now, with the process that they do that in, going back to that, is they put the jelly, they basically get the wand and they put it on your face, and they just kind of do it back and forth, and you can feel the burning, but the cooling of the tip of the machine really helps to keep from swelling, and it seems to comfort that burn that you have, because it does kind of feel like an instant burn. And I know with me, they started me at a setting which was around like 6 or so, and most people start, I think, around 7 or 8. But just due to the fact that my skin is really sensitive, and it was a beard, which is a lot more painful generally, they started me at a 6. Now, I believe I'm at my 7th session no, actually, I just finished my 8th session. I'm going to have a 9th session, which I'm paying out of pocket, but they're allowing me to kind of get that deal that I was paying in the package, just simply because I went over the 8. Now, the reason I went over the 8 is because I couldn't stand the pain of having them at like a higher setting when they were using the laser. They started me out at 6, they went to 7. I believe the last 2 treatments prior to this last one were 8, and then this last session was a 9, which is great because the 9, the higher the number, the better, essentially, because it's targeting the hair more vigorously, so it's more likely to damage that follicle and ruin the hair, to prevent it from growing back. And so I'm really happy that I was able to get up to 9. I know that with this last session, which I probably don't even really need, I just figure might as well do it and get it completely removed, because I have 1 or 2 sparse hairs here and there now. But excuse me. But I mean, it's not like I need it. It's just to kind of finish off the session, you know, especially since I'm getting that deal on the last one. So now going into determining if you're a good candidate for laser or electrolysis, it does kind of vary per individual. So I do definitely recommend going to see an esthetician or someone that's licensed to do either of the procedures for you, because I know certain things do vary and it does make a drastic difference. I luckily was a good candidate for both because I have a good contrast between my hair and my skin from what they told me. If you're lighter skinned with darker hair pigmentation, the laser generally works the best. If you're olive skin with darker hair pigmentation, generally works pretty good as well. So I fell within those 2 categories, but I know just kind of offhand what I had been reading and stuff is that if you have darker skin and darker hair follicles or darker hair, it's going to be harder for the laser to target. You're more likely to get burned by the laser or have some type of scarring potentially. Whereas on the contrast, also, if you're light skinned and you have like too blonde of hair or white of hair, it's not going to target at all, and you can risk burns or things like that also. So I would definitely recommend with something like this, especially being that it's cosmetic, you don't want to get burned or get you know, spend a lot of money and not be satisfied with it. So I would definitely do my research on it and evaluate if it's something that can work for you. Now going back to kind of like the cost and stuff of it all, I would say they are pretty close to one another. However, I would recommend laser more for like the body or like denser hair areas of the body, because it targets a lot more hair and you see a drastic reduction. Whereas with electrolysis, I would probably recommend more for like spot treatments. For instance, if you have hair on the upper lip, hair between the eyebrows, things like that, that you just want 1 or 2 or a couple, you know, a couple 25, 30 hairs removed that are more problematic. But otherwise, between the 2 of them, with my experience, I would recommend laser. So that's about it. I hope that this video was informative for you and hopefully gives you a little more courage into deciding what procedure would work best for you. Again, I definitely recommend going to a specialist for this though. Anyways, please comment if you like the video, please share it. I really enjoy doing these videos for you all, and I love hearing the feedback. I love hearing what videos you'd like me to do in the future also, so please let me know. I'm starting to get a little more in the hang of doing videos more frequently. My schedule is kind of allowing for that, so that's good. But please subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great one. Bye-bye.